It is Rock and Roll Friday on the Savage Nation. Remember when Bush was in power, and I was an early and consistent critic of Bush. In fact, I called him a fiscal socialist a year before people realized what he was doing to this country. Do you remember when there were organized protests in Congress by groups such as Code Pink and all the leftists who would break up meetings and go into Congress? Do you remember how the media would laud them? Do you remember how the media would make them into heroes? Well, now that non-organized protests are occurring, now that ordinary Americans are standing up to the gangsters who have hijacked America, the vermin in the media are calling them things such as Nazis. They're claiming that they are organized by conservative think tanks. They are saying that they're organized by anti-tax Tea Party sympathizers. They say they're organized by the insurance companies. And so, as I've told you before, there has long been a government media complex in the United States of America. Right now, the government media complex, 99.9% of which is Bolshevik or Leninist or Marxist, whichever you prefer, all three would apply. They are calling you, the average American, who are finally standing up to these people, meaning your fraudulent gangster congressman or senator who is trying to rob you of everything your children will make. They nationalized the banks. Then they gave money to their friends on Wall Street. Hank Paulson, for example, robbed hundreds of billions of dollars in TARP funds, in my opinion, and gave them to his friends on Wall Street, much of which is not accounted for. There's no disclosure of where the money went. Many of the people on Wall Street who bankrupted America have now profited from the bankruptcy. They then nationalized the automobile industry, destroying one of America's greatest corporations, General Motors. They are now trying to nationalize health care in America and make it government medicine, and the people have said enough is enough. You're not going to do it. And what do their friends in the media, the low-paid D students known as journalists, do? They call them rowdy. They call them Nazi. They call them fascists for standing up to the true fascists in the United States of America. So understand what's going on in this country and understand what your battle really is and what you have to do. For example, in California, the radical leftists are holding meetings, and the protesters are going there and they're screaming, "This is America. What's wrong with profit?" And the leftist representatives are saying, "Oh, my God, we've never seen anything like this." So the Democrat National Committee, the DNC, calls the protesters mobs. They ask Democrats to make lists of people who are showing up at the meetings. They ask Democrats to write down anything that occurs on the internet or on talk radio, I imagine, and make notes of the individuals who are disseminating the truth so that they can then be possibly visited by an acorn thug with a club somewhere down the line when Obama gets his private personal security force that answers only to him.